Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to discuss about a schedule. So in this video, I'll discuss the simple definition of schedule and different types of schedules. The last one, I give one example. Now see, schedule. A schedule is a process of grouping the transactions. So as I discussed earlier in my previous video, transaction, definition, and one example on transactions. Now see, a schedule is a process of grouping transactions into one and executing them in a predefined order. Suppose, for example, I want to transfer account A to account B, that is $50. That is called one transaction. So now at the same time, so you can transfer from account A to account B 10% of the current balance. This is also one of the transactions. See, if we combined these two transactions, that is called a schedule, or else if we group that kind of transactions, that is also called as schedule. That's the reason a schedule is a process of grouping the transactions so into one and executing them in a predefined order. So or a series of operation from one transaction to another transaction is known as schedule. These are the two definitions. So you can take one of the definition of schedule. Now there are different types of schedules. The first schedule is serial schedule. Second one is non-serial schedule. Third one is serializable schedule. I'll discuss one by one. The first schedule is serial schedule. The serial schedule is a type of schedule where one transaction is executed completely before starting another transaction. To better understanding, you just see one example. So what is transaction and what is operation? Then only you can understand about schedule. And now see, so this is transaction T1 and this is transaction T2. In transaction T1, so these are the operations. In transaction 2, these are the operations. In transaction T1, from A to B, so I want to transfer $50. So let's consider A is one account holder, B is another account holder. This is age-old story. I have been telling that. Next transaction T2. So in this transaction, so I want to transfer 10% of the balance from account A to account B. So here T1 transaction and operations. T2 transaction, these are the operations. This point you have to remember. There are two transactions. In transaction T1, operations, read and write operation. T2, read and write operation. Now come to serial schedule. The serial schedule is a type of schedule where one transaction is executed completely before starting another transaction. So this is called serial schedule. Simple is, so here I have two transactions now. So if we complete one transaction followed by another transaction, that is T2. So you have to wait to complete one transaction completely. So before starting another transaction. See here, serial means you are not going to start at a time more than one transaction. So in the serial schedule, when the first transaction completes its cycle, then the next transaction is executed. So as I discussed, in T1 transaction, there are read and write operations. If you complete the transaction, so then only, so another transaction must be executed with the operations. So this is called serial schedule. Now, for example, suppose there are two transactions, T1 and T2, as I shown now, which have some operations. So if it has no interleaving operations, then there are the following two possible outcomes. So what are the outcomes here? Execute all the operations of T1. So in T1 transactions, we have to execute all the operations, which was followed by all the operations of T2. So execute all the operations of T1, so which was followed by all the operations of T2. Now see, so here T1 transaction and T2 transactions. Read A operation, write A operation. You are transferring $50. See, if you complete this transaction, then only another transaction is going to execute. This is called serial schedule. A minus 50, A, B plus 50, B. Now after that only, so here I given some space, right? So after this write B operation, this operation must be executed. So if we execute like this, then only it will become as a serial schedule. Hope you understand about serial schedule. So now come to non-serial schedule. If interleaving of operations is allowed, then there will be non-serial schedule. It contains many possible orders in which the system can execute the individual operations of the transactions. So in serial schedule, I executed T1 all operations. At the same time, T2 all the operations. So now you can execute transactions. You can execute more than one transaction at a time. But come to operations, see you can execute in T1 so only few operators. So at the same time in T2, so you can execute some operations of T2. So if you execute T1 and T2 with limited operators by using operations, see this is called non-serial schedule. That's the reason it contains many possible orders in which the system can execute the individual operations of the transactions. Now see one example I want to give. So schedule C, T1 transaction and T2 transaction. In T1 transaction, read operation and write operation from account A. So after that, so in T2 transaction, I want to transfer 10% of the amount. Here also read A into A minus B, A into 0.1, A minus tempo, write A. So this is half of the operation from account A. So now in T1, these operations, in T2, these operations. So is this transactions are going to execute? No, right? So after that, so I executed remaining 3. So after that, I executed remaining 3. So this is called non-serial schedule. Now, so here T1 and T2. So I executed T2 transaction first with operations followed by, so T1 transaction I executed. So this is called schedule. So after completing one transaction, so another transaction is going to execute. So in this case, so no one transaction is executed first. So only half of the operations are executed T1 and other operations are executed in T2. So this is called, this complete schedule C is called non-serial schedule. Now see, it contains many possible orders in which the system can execute the individual operations of the transaction. Now see, serializable schedule. The serializability of schedule is used to find non-serial schedules. Find non-serial schedules that allow the transaction to execute concurrently without interfering with one another. So now see, so I'll give one example about this serial schedule. It identifies which schedule are correct when executions of the transaction have interleaving of these operations. A non-serial schedule will be serializable if its result is equal to the result of its transaction executed serially. To better understanding about this theory part, now see, so this is schedule A, T1 transaction and T2 transaction. So now schedule B, T2 transaction is executed and T1 transaction also executed. So is this serial schedule or non-serial schedule? Obviously serial schedule. So now this one, T2 executed first followed by T1 executed. This is also serial schedule. Now third one, is it serial schedule or non-serial schedule? So obviously it is a non-serial schedule because no one transaction is executed completely. Now this one, the following concurrent schedule does not preserve the value of A plus B. So why? Because in previous example also that is non-serial schedule. So now this example is also non-serial schedule because no one transaction is not going to execute it. So only two operations followed by T2 some operations. Next some operations of T1 and another some operations of T2. So at a time these schedules are not going to execute. This D schedule is not going to execute. Thank you for watching this video.